All right, what is going on, guys? It is me back again, and today we're going to be going over what I personally think is the top 10 best NIKKEs in the game. Now, this isn't necessarily just pure raw damage. This is what they bring to the table and what they provide, okay? So I have Prywin's tier list pulled up right here. So this is like a good baseline of what we can expect. Now, granted, Prywin does a pretty good job for their tier lists, right? But I want to spice things up a little and just do what my personal take is and my personal experiences with said characters. So starting off, now I do have an honorable mention and then we'll get right into the top 10. Now you might see names up here and I hate to say it, but they're not in the right order. I just wanted to make sure I pulled up characters which I thought are very, very damn good. So honorable mention is going to be Ani's Sparkling Summer. Now, the reason why she is here as an honorable mention, she is good. Don't get me wrong. She is fantastic. She's very, very strong. However, it is because she is a seasonal character that she is so low. I also want to make sure I do a tier list on, and availability plays a big factor. So you are going to notice that there's going to be no collab characters in my own personal top 10 because, if you started now, you're not getting these characters. They're gone. Like they're gone forever. And so while Summer Anis is very, very good, being a very good character for the electric team, and just as we can see here, affects all electric code allies, increases the attack by a boatload while also increasing their reload speed. That is very valuable. She's limited to a certain extent. And so that is why she is that low. So we'll go ahead and put her down there as a, honorable mention. So that is why she is down there. Next up is actually going to be what I think is going to be somewhat of a hot take. That is going to be Grave. Now, do I think Grave is not as good as what I initially thought? Yeah. I thought Grave was going to be stupid strong and just like, you have to have her. She is so, so good for Cinderella. Now, she is okay for Cinderella. I did make a video discussing Grave in comparison with one other character on this list. But Grave, I think, is going to add more value in the future, and more particularly with the Pierce teams. You can see down here is that, she gains Pierce for herself, but she also increases overall attack damage and Pierce damage for the team. So characters that are going to be coming out who have Pierce are going to benefit tremendously from Grave. Now, that's not to say Grave is bad and only good for Pierce teams. She does provide a lot for the team. As we saw here, increasing overall attack damage and maximum ammo capacity increasing by 3 turns for 10 seconds. That is good. However, that is not good for certain characters who want to, have a certain attack limit, right? Also being able to activate all allies, increasing the burst gauge filling speed. I think that is probably arguably the best piece of her kit. Granted, that's only activated when the heat immersion status is active. However, with this active here, a 38.96% increase that's invaluable. It is so, so good. So that's where Grave is. She is going to be number 10. Jumping over to number 9, this again is going to be somewhat of a hot take. That is going to be Scarlet Black Shadow. Now, she does a stupid boatload amount of damage, right? Like, that's her whole premise, is she just does damage and it just is just so, so good. But that's all she does. Now, in terms of raw damage capability, yeah, she is arguably putting out some of the highest damage in the game, but that's it. And that's why I think she is so low. I did mention how I am going to be looking at stuff other than raw damage, but the fact that, we don't have a whole lot of characters that can fully benefit and utilize Grave is why Scarlet Black Shadow is down here at this point. So we have 2, right? So it's 10, 9. Now number 8 is going to be Blanc. And the reason why Blanc is so low, and I'm a very big proponent on the bunny girls, is that by herself, she provides a lot. Also, being able to create a shield equivalent to her final HP is amazing for all allies. And this activates after landing 120 shots, with her weapon being a, where is it? An assault rifle. That's going to happen all the freaking time. It is so good, while also increasing, everyone's HP is very good. And also the fact that, being able to get the cooldown going is good. And then once you activate her own burst, she does more HP recovery, and indomitability is very good, while also causing enemies to get increased damage taken. So Blanc provides quite a bit. Now, she's better with Noir, but we're not looking in terms of pairs, right? We're just looking at individual characters, and I think Blanc honestly provides more than her sister, Noir. So that is why she is right here. Next up is going to be Cinderella. Now, I think Cinderella is going to have more time. As more time goes on, she's going to get even better. And I do like the fact how glass slippers adds a little bit of a new dimension, right? So, where is it? Right here. With the skill 2, the dirt resistant mirror activates when decoy exists, right? So, we can see here is at the start of the battle, you're going to create an avatar with 96% of the caster's final max HP. So that is going to draw in attacks. I do really like that. I think that is fantastic, and it was what I wanted when Cinderella was going to be introduced to add a new mechanic into the game, and that is that. But the main whole premise behind her kit is that she just does damage, just like Black Shadow. However, I think she is up a little bit because of the fact that she has a pseudo quote unquote a secondary Cinderella that is going to be taking in damage that is going to increase her own survivability. Now, does that affect everybody else on the team? No, not really. She is all in for herself, but that's fine, and that is why she is right there. So next up, along those lines, is going to be Red Hood. Both the anniversary characters, I think, are right here next to each other. Now, Red Hood is very unique, being the only character in the entirety of the game to have a burst 1, 2, and 3 skill, as we can see right here. However, while she does provide some stuff for the team, as we can see right here, essentially just being like a damage or a defense boost, she does everything for herself. She increases her damage, she increases her pierce, as we can see right here. Gains pierce continuously is very good. Now, yes, she does provide a attack buff to all allies with her burst 1, which is very good. However, the fact that she does have burst 1, 2, and 3. Now, while that is very good, if you want to get her overall maximum damage output, you have to activate all her burst skills 1, 2, and 3. Otherwise, you are taking up spots from other burst characters who are also very phenomenal. Now, her burst 3 is it's stupid good. As you can see right here, maximum charge speed, her final damage is increased, her charge damage is stupid strong. Her damage capability is through the roof, right? But the fact that being a burst 1, 2, 3 character, I actually think does hurt her in the long run. So that's why Red Hood is right there. Next up is going to be, it's not Naga, I'm just messing. It's actually going to be Dorothy. And another Pilgrim character, Dorothy, the reason why I have her up higher mainly is because of the fact of her burst, I believe. Yeah, it is her burst. Is that right here, the brand. This is just stupid strong. Being able to target a specific character, and then all the damage you have dealt is then thrown onto that character for 10 seconds is stupid strong. Now, she does affect all enemies right here with the Scorch to Dust, distributing a massive amount of damage. Now, you're just distributing that percentage to everyone, so that is very strong. She also reduces the burst skill while also increasing damage to parts for quite a bit, with her final bullet being the main key cog to that. But Dorothy also being a burst 1 character, something that a lot of characters don't have, or a lot of very, very strong, good characters. As we can even look right here with the tier list, like in comparison, you know, yeah, burst 2 is low, but burst 2 characters, as we're gonna find out, are pretty dang busted. Dorothy is very, very strong and very valuable in that aspect. Next up is going to be Rapunzel. Now, the reason why Rapunzel's on here, she doesn't do stupid amount of damage. What she does do is right here with her burst skill, Garden of Shangri-La, recovering a massive amount of HP. But this aspect right here, the resurrection, the only character who does this, and honestly, this alone saves her from like long-term power creep. Being able to resurrect a character is amazing. Also, the fact that you're resurrecting your character with the highest attack. So let's say, for example, we have units like Cinderella or Red Hood who are just completely dead, right? And we need that, you know, that little additional kick at the very end to finish a boss fight or whatever it may be, right? Well, guess what? They're back now because of Rapunzel. It's just stupid. She's that good. Now, the other 3 characters on this list I think are better because they provide just a stupid amount, but the resurrection itself just makes Rapunzel just jump up to this spot by itself. Next up is going to be Naga. Now, I think Naga is arguably like stupid good, and I remember I will like die on this sword because I was the first person to say it, that the schoolgirls were going to be stupid strong. Now, Tia isn't as good as Naga, but the fact that I was justified in this, I think I am going on my chest and scream to the heavens that, yeah, I was right on this. Naga is stupid good. Mainly for the fact with the skill 2 is very good, increasing damage dealt to the core piece, so she's good in boss fights, which is very, very nice. However, her main aspect is right over here, and the burst. Once you hit 12 normal attacks, she has a shotgun, by the way, you are going to be recovering your cover's HP. So some characters might provide a shield, but the fact that you have cover inherently in every like stage, and Naga is able to recover that covers HP, is very, very strong. Then with, like I mentioned, characters who provide a shield, Naga is going to be increasing all of those characters on your team with increased damage dealt to the attacking core, which is just it's so good. It's so good. Now, her burst skill, you are going to be increasing everybody's attack, and then when you have a shield applied, that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be the burst, the same burst skill. However, like let's say you have a burst 2 character or burst 1 character who applies a shield because she is a burst 2 character, then you know this is still going to activate. You are going to increase your overall damage based off of your own attack. So it's just so much survivability while also providing increased damage to attacking bosses with the cores, and being able to attack just overall damage buff. I think is just really, really good. Next up is Modernia, and the reason why Modernia is second is because she is so beginner friendly. It is crazy how good she is, and she's still pretty damn strong given the fact that she was the first, you know, actual banner pilgrim character that we got in the game. Once you enter your full burst, her hit rate is going to be increased up by a lot, and then once she hits 200 times, her attack jumps up, as you can see right here, by quite a bit. But that's not her best part. I'm gonna ignore the other skill because, you know, the burst, you know, skill 1's decent. The burst skill is stupid good. You're increasing your full burst time, increasing it by 5 seconds. That is amazing. Then you are going to get unlimited ammo, and you are entering the destroy mode. Once in this mode, you look at anything, it dies. All of her attacks are gonna, she just launches everything, and it just all attacks this little circle that you just move around and you just destroy everything. It is so good. We can see right here, stage target will be recognized as a single enemy regardless of its interruption part. She attacks everything on the screen. That is why she is so good. And then number 1, I know a lot of people might not agree with this, but I personally think Litter is the absolute best character in the game. We don't even need to look at anything. All we need to look at, well, actually no, we need to look at her skill 1. Is that once you enter the full burst mode, this is her skill, right? So effect changes according to activation times. Previous effect triggers repeatedly. Once, you're gonna reduce the burst skill. You're gonna reduce the burst skill even more, and then the third time you're gonna reduce it even more. So that's stupid good. Then once you are in the burst mode, you are going to be increasing maximum ammo capacity for the first time, increasing crit damage for the second time, and then attack percentage for the third time. Not only that, like, look at this damage. 66% increased damage with her burst. That's the highest increase support multiplier in the game. That's why she's that freaking